Hello, kiddos. This activity is going to require you to find the area and the perimeter of composite figures. Now, when we say composite figures, we mean figures that are not nice, neat, perfect squares or rectangles. They're going to be either some kind of a combination of those, or it'll look like maybe a rectangle that has a piece that's cut out of it, which is maybe how you describe this shape right here. Okay. So you're going to be trying to find both the area and the perimeter of these shapes. Now, you know, I'm sure, the area means how much space a shape takes up, right? So the space on the inside, and the perimeter is the total length of the outside. Now, generally on these, I'm only going to give you as much information as you need to solve it without anything extra. So you might notice when we look at the lengths of our sides, like this side is 8, this side is 8, this side is 5, this side is 5, but we don't have lengths for these two sides. So you might be saying, well, how am I supposed to figure that out? Well, look at what you know. Okay, you can assume that all of our angles are right angles. Okay, so for example, if this side here has a length of 8, and this side here has a length of 5, you can imagine that if he went from this side all the way to the top up there, this would have to be 8 as well, right? So from here to here is 5. What would you have to add to 5 to make 8? Well, that should tell you that this side is 3. And the same thing for the top up here. If you know that from all the way here to all the way across is the same as the bottom, so this has to be 8. If this side is 5, how much is this side at the top going to have to be? That's also going to be 3, right? So you're going to use the information to help you solve it. So right now we can figure out the perimeter pretty easily. We can just add up all, now that we have all of our sides figured out, we can add it together. So we got 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. 14 plus 5 is 19. 19 plus 5 is 24. And 24 plus 8 would be 32. And 32 is not the right answer, is it? We always have to label our answers. And since we're dealing with meters in this problem, we want to label it with meters. Okay, so we got that. Now what I might do next is I might get rid of some of these lines so they're out of the way. I'm going to keep my 3's up there to help me solve the next part. Now I got to figure out the area. Now with a problem like this, there's really two ways that you can do that. One way is you can divide this shape into our nice, easy squares and or rectangles, figure out the area of all those squares and rectangles, and add them together. Okay, so what I mean by that is, if I were to draw a line right here, I would have divided this composite shape into two shapes, two pieces, right? I got this little shape on top, and since this is 3 by 3, this is a square, a 3 by 3 square, and I got this rectangle on the bottom. Now I could put those together, so if I have a 3 by 3 square, what's the area of this square sitting on top? That would have to be 9, right? Now down here, I see my length is 8, and my width is 5, so an 8 by 5 rectangle, what would the area of that be? 8 times 5 is 40. So now that I have the area of these two separate shapes, I can add them together, and I can see that my area is 49. Now it's not 49, is it? It's 49, and since it's the area and we're dealing with both length, and width, we need to do 49 meters squared since it's a two-dimensional shape, length and width. 2 dimensions means our area is squared. So that's one way to do that area. The other way is to complete the composite figure and then take away the piece that's missing. So what I mean by that is I could kind of imagine this as one big rectangle, right? And really, it's not even a rectangle, is it? If it's 8 by 8, so I completed it, so my length is 8, and if I finish this all the way off, my width is 8, so it's actually a square. And 8 by 8 square, that means we've got 64, right? 8 times 8 is 64. Now what I would do is just simply take away this rectangle that needs to be cut out. So I knew that this side was 3, and I know that side is 5. So what's 3 times 5? That would be 15. So if the whole thing would have been 64, but I have to take away these 15 that I cut out, 64 minus 15, guess what? I got the same answer, 49 meters squared. So either way to solve these is fine. You can divide up your shape and add those divided pieces together, or you can complete the shape to make it nice and even, and then just subtract the pieces you need to cut out. But that's it. That's what you're going to be doing for your area and perimeter of composite figures. They're going to get a little bit trickier as they go. So, good luck.